What if I told you that some of the most beautiful candies in the world are not made by robots, but by skilled human hands? In a world where giant machines produce millions of candies every day, there are still factories where experienced candy makers stretch, pull, roll, cut, and shape hot sugar by hand to create tiny, edible works of art. And here's the crazy part. Some of these candies contain detailed images, flowers, fruits, animals, letters, and even entire designs hidden inside them. From the outside, they look like ordinary candy. But cut one open and you'll discover a tiny masterpiece created using techniques that require years of experience to perfect. So how do candy makers transform molten sugar into these delicate handmade candies? Today, we're going inside a traditional handmade candy factory to find out. The journey begins with the most important ingredient of all, sugar. Large quantities of sugar are carefully measured and mixed with water inside stainless steel cooking kettles. Depending on the recipe, glucose syrup, natural flavors, food colors, and other ingredients may also be added. At this stage, the mixture looks like a simple, clear liquid, but that won't last for long. The sugar mixture is heated to extremely high temperatures. As the temperature rises, water gradually evaporates, and the liquid becomes thicker and more concentrated. This stage requires incredible precision. If the sugar is undercooked, the candy may become sticky. If it is overcooked, the flavor and texture can be ruined. Experienced candy makers constantly monitor the temperature because even a small mistake can destroy an entire batch. And here's where things get interesting. The molten sugar inside these kettles can become hotter than 150 degrees Celsius, hot enough to cause serious burns almost instantly. Once the correct temperature is reached, the candy mixture is poured onto large cooling tables. These tables are often made from stainless steel and are designed to quickly remove excess heat while keeping the sugar workable. At first, the candy looks more like glowing lava than something people would eat. The hot sugar slowly spreads across the table, while workers carefully control its temperature. But this is where the real artistry begins. As the sugar cools slightly, candy makers begin adding colors and flavors. Different sections of the sugar may receive different colors, depending on the final design. Some pieces become red, others become yellow, green, blue, orange, or white. The factory floor suddenly starts looking more like an artist's workshop than a food production facility. Now comes one of the most fascinating stages in the entire process: the sugar pulling machine. A portion of the hot candy is placed onto a specialized machine equipped with rotating hooks. The machine repeatedly stretches and folds the candy. At first glance, it seems simple, but something remarkable is happening. Tiny air bubbles become trapped inside the candy, giving it a shiny appearance and lighter color. This process can completely transform the look of the sugar. What was once transparent may become bright white and glossy. The pulled sugar is then returned to the work table, where candy makers begin building the internal design. And this is where delicate handmade candy becomes truly unique. Instead of simply making individual pieces, workers create giant candy structures that contain patterns hidden inside them. They may form flowers, fruits, animals, hearts, stars, letters, or custom designs. Different colored sections are carefully arranged together, like pieces of a puzzle. Every layer must be placed in exactly the right position, because later, when the candy is stretched and reduced in size, the design must remain perfectly recognizable. At this point, the candy structure may be several feet long and weigh dozens of pounds, but the final candies will be tiny. So how is that possible? The answer lies in the next stage: stretching. Several candy makers work together to pull the giant candy log into a longer and thinner shape. As they stretch it, the internal image shrinks while maintaining its proportions. The design becomes smaller and smaller, yet somehow it remains perfectly intact. This process requires tremendous skill and teamwork. If the candy cools too quickly, it can crack. If it becomes too warm, the design may distort. Timing is everything. As the candy rope becomes thinner, workers continue stretching and reducing its size until it reaches the desired diameter. Now the hidden image is tiny enough to fit inside a single piece of candy, and that's when the magic finally becomes visible. The long candy rope moves to the cutting section. Using specialized tools, workers slice the rope into hundreds or even thousands of individual pieces. Each cut reveals the same image hidden inside. A flower, a strawberry. Whatever design was created earlier now appears perfectly centered inside every candy. And here's the amazing part. Every piece contains the same artwork, not because a machine printed it there, but because skilled candy makers built the image by hand before stretching it. At this stage, the candies are still warm and slightly soft. They must cool completely before packaging. The freshly cut candies are transferred onto cooling trays or conveyor systems. As air circulates around them, they gradually harden into their final form. Without proper cooling, the candies could stick together or lose their shape. But cooling isn't the final step. Before packaging, every batch undergoes quality inspections. Workers check the appearance, size, color, and clarity of the designs. Broken or imperfect candies are removed. Only the best products continue forward. Some factories also use camera-based inspection systems to improve consistency. Even though the candies are handmade, quality standards remain extremely high. Once approved, the candies move to the packaging section. This stage combines traditional craftsmanship with modern technology. Automated machines count the candies and place them into bags, boxes, jars, or gift containers. The candies are then packed into larger cartons and transported to specialty candy stores, gift shops, tourist attractions, supermarkets, and online retailers around the world. Within days, the same sugar that entered the factory as a simple ingredient is sitting on store shelves as beautiful handmade candy. And most customers never realize how much work went into it, because behind every tiny candy is a process involving hot sugar, artistic design, precise timing, skilled craftsmanship, teamwork, quality control, and years of experience. Unlike mass-produced candy made entirely by machines, handmade candy still depends heavily on human skill. Every pull, every stretch, every cut, every design, it all requires careful attention and craftsmanship. So the next time you see a piece of handmade candy with a tiny flower, fruit, or image hidden inside, remember that you're not just looking at a sweet treat. You're looking at edible artwork created through one of the most fascinating candy-making processes in the world. And that is how delicate handmade candy is made inside the factory. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes candy-making journey, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing factory and manufacturing stories. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.